You already know better. That's the strange part. You weren't confused, you weren't uninformed, you weren't lacking awareness. You knew exactly what the outcome would be, and still, you walked into it. It's almost unsettling, huh? How a person can watch themselves choosing the very thing they promised they'd never return to. A message you shouldn't answer, a habit you swore you'd stop, a feeling you know will drain you, pattern you've tried to escape, and blah blah blah, everything else. Just something that you promised that you're never gonna do. And yet, you step toward it anyway, slowly, consciously, almost willingly. You're not broken, you're not weak, you're simply human, caught between what your mind knows and what your inner world hasn't learned yet. So, let's understand it. Let's open the quiet room inside you where your choices are formed long before your logic ever arrives. Come with me. You think you choose what helps you, but your mind chooses what it recognizes. Anything familiar, even if it hurts, feels stable. And anything new, even if it's better, feels risky. You don't return to old habits because they're good. You return because they are known, predictable, structured. A place where your emotional system knows the rules. And in the battle between comfort and wisdom, comfort wins. Quietly. You felt this before. That strange pull towards something you outgrew simply because the silence without it felt too unfamiliar. Sometimes your mind moves on before your emotions do. You understood the logic, you accepted the truth, you recognized the consequences, but your emotional memory hasn't caught up yet. There are parts of you that still associate the harmful choice with comfort, escape, excitement, or control. You don't go back because you want the pain. You go back because your emotions still seek the feeling that used to come before the pain. And emotional memory is stronger than clarity. So, it's a confusing moment when you say, I know this is wrong, but your body feels like it's running an old script you didn't realize was still active. Your mind is designed to choose immediate relief over long-term stability, not because you're flawed, but because your system is built to reduce inner tension fast. Anything that offers quick escape, even temporarily, will feel more powerful than something that offers slow healing. That's why you return to the very thing that hurts you, because it offers a temporary silence in a moment your emotions are loud. It's not a choice for pain, it's a choice for relief, even if that relief becomes regret later. Okay, loser. Sorry. Okay, where was I? And you've noticed this before about yourself, that instant pull toward just this once, even when you know the price comes later. So, all in all, there's a version of you that reacts and a version of you that imagines, and you live between them. When you picture the person you want to become, your choices look clean, strong, intentional. But when you're tired or overwhelmed or lonely or, I don't know, messed up, the older version of you climbs back into the driver's seat. Not because you're failed, but because transformation is slow and old identities don't disappear, they fade. Every time you choose the thing you know will hurt you, it's not the future you acting, it's the old you saying, let me take over for a moment. And sometimes you let it happen, not because you want to, but because you don't yet believe you're ready to become the newer version. Believe it. Just believe it. It's simple. Okay. Once your emotions move in a direction, your choices follow. If you feel anxious, you choose escape. If you feel lonely, you choose attachment. If you feel overwhelmed, you choose distraction. Feel insecure, you choose patterns that feel familiar. Emotions create momentum, and momentum creates actions that don't match your intelligence. That's why you can look back and say, why did I do that? Because the decision wasn't made from clarity, it was made from emotional speed. You know the feeling? The moment after you do something and instantly think, this wasn't even me, it was just the moment. Yep. Humans don't function well in emotional extremes. When you feel too much, you try to numb. When you feel too little, you try to feel something. So you run back to intensity, even if the intensity is destructive, because emotional emptiness is frightening. And emotional chaos feels like movement, even when it's harmful. Sometimes you choose the wrong thing, simply because it's loud enough to drown out the silence inside you. It's that strange craving for anything that makes me feel alive, even if it pulls you into a storm. Knowing better doesn't change behavior. That's right, only repetition does. Awareness is the map, but patterns are the roads. And if the old roads are smoother, your mind will keep taking them. You can fully understand your mistakes and still repeat it because your emotional system hasn't practiced the new path enough to trust it. Don't choose wrong because you lack understanding. You choose wrong because you lack repetition. And you felt that frustration, huh? That sense of, I know this isn't me anymore. Why can't I act like it yet? Yeah, but that happened. Okay, let's be honest. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not destined to repeat the same patterns forever. You're simply standing at the meeting point between your past and your potential. Sometimes you walk backwards, sometimes you move forward, sometimes you do both on the same day. And that's okay, because every time you see yourself repeating an old behavior, you're also becoming more aware of the moment it begins. And awareness is the first doorway choosing differently. The version of you who keeps repeating the harmful choice isn't your enemy. It's the older version of you that's still learning how to let go. Not failing, you're not transforming. And every transformation has a phase where you do the wrong thing even while knowing the right one. Stay with us, because understanding yourself is the first step toward outgrowing yourself. And in the end, the fact does affect, doesn't it? Bye.